Assalamu
Assalamu
alaikum.
alaikum class.
Walaikum assalam. So there is 8 participant. Let them get add. So dear student, we have seen and uh, practically somewhat done from my screen the MS Paint, how Paint works. So I have shown you how it gets start basically. So I will share my screen again. I will tell. Welcome to all. Okay. Yes. So Shahid sir, can you see the screen? What I shared?
Yes, I'm saying. Please continue.
Okay. So we have seen about paint, how to go in paint from the start. We will go type here paint. Already it is showing here. So we have seen paint, and we can see that paint class like that. We have seen such things, how to do and this and that, how to bring the photo from here, from how to bring image here, paste from somewhere like this. So all those things we have seen, and how to save and save as. So one thing I want to clarify is what is the difference in the save and save as. When you just do Control S, it will get saved. Okay, and when you want to save into some location, like you have save as, so you can save in particular location like documents or a type of file, as I have shown in the bitmap. You have to save. If you want to send to a friend on Facebook or WhatsApp, you want to save, you have to save in the JPEG. Okay, so this is the way, the difference in save and save as. Okay, so we have seen this, so I will remove this. So I will come to today's class. We will discuss about today's class. So in today's class, we will deal with the memory of computer. Okay, so we will see first slide as division in memory. See, computer memory. Memory is divided in primary memory and secondary memory. In a broad manner, it is primary and secondary, and we have also the cache memory. We will discuss later what is that. So in primary memory, there comes a RAM, static and dynamic RAM. RAM is of two types, static RAM and dynamic RAM. We will discuss what is static RAM, what is dynamic RAM also. So in primary memory section, another type of memory is read only memory, ROM. So EPROM, ROM, sorry, EPROM and double EPROM. So these are the types. And in the secondary memory, we have hard disk, magnetic tape, which is not being used in today's days. In olden days, it was to be used. CD, DVD, zip, and etc. So now my voice is very good here, audible. I think it was very low. Okay. So we have cache memory also. It is nothing but the buffer memory. It works, it helps in the fast execution. Okay, so it is nothing but the buffer memory. So we have seen the divisions. Please student note it down, and those who have noted down in their book, just raise your hand. Just raise their hand if they have noted down. Only one person has noted down it. You should note it down in clear manner. Don't just make a lines like that. Okay, raise down your hands. Raise down your hands. Okay. Now coming to next slide, we will see. So what is memory actually? Memory is just like a human brain. It is used to store data and instructions. Computer memory is the storage space in the computer where data is processed and instructions required for the processing are stored. The memory is divided into large number of a small part called cell. The small parts are also flip-flop, latch. If you are a computer student, electronic student, you will know what is flip-flop and latch. So that is the small part. It's called cell. So each cell has one bit of storage, that is binary 0 or 1. So what it is saying, it is like human brain. Okay, stores data and instructions. Computer memory is storage space in a computer where data is processed and instruction required for processing are stored. So this is the general description of the computer memory. Shahid sir, can you make your voice low, speaker's voice low? It is audible to me here. Just low. Okay. Okay. यहाँ तक आ रही है आवाज. Okay. What are the types of memory? Just low your volume, Shahid sir. What are the types of computer memory? There are two types of primary memory. RAM we have seen in the chart in the description. RAM is nothing but random access memory. ROM, read-only memory. So simple definition of RAM. RAM stands for random access memory and is pronounced as RAM. Is a common hardware component found in electronic devices, including desktop computers, laptops, tablets, smartphone, etc. We also have in our smartphone RAM. We don't know that. We just use our phone, which is Android. Okay, so we should know that it also has the RAM. In computer, RAM may be installed as a memory module. Okay, so why it is called random access memory? Because it accesses the information of the memory in a random way. It can choose from A, it can choose B, it can choose Z, it can choose X or Y. Whatever the instruction we give, it will take. For example, if you want to play a song, you just click in a on a file and it gets randomly accessed. If you want to write on the notepad, you can just go on write. So it will give access and you can write. So this is nothing but the random access memory. It's installed on memory module. Okay. So we have RAM in two types, that is static and dynamic. So in the, what is static? Random access memory that retains data bits in its memory as long as power is being supplied. Okay, power as long as is being supplied, so it will retain. Okay, that retains data. It will retain the data as long as the power is being supplied. Unlike dynamic RAM, in dynamic RAM, what happens? It stores the bit cells consisting of capacitor, transistor. RAM does not have to periodically refresh. So it has transistors and capacitor that will help even the power will go off. So this static RAM does not have the periodically refreshment. But in the dynamic RAM, we have the capacitor and transistors that will help in the retention of data even while the electricity will go away, power supply will go away. I will discuss later what is volatile and non-volatile memory. You will come to later know what is volatile and non-volatile memory. So dynamic RAM is most common type of memory used today. Inside dynamic RAM chip, each memory cell holds one bit of information and made up of two parts, a transistor and capacitor. What he's saying, most common type of memory is used today is nothing but the dynamic RAM. Okay. Each memory cell holds one bit of information. What is one bit? Either 0 or 1. Okay. Is made up of two parts, which makes two parts, that is transistor and capacitor. These are of course extremely small transistor and capacitor, so that millions of can fit on the single memory chip. As I have told, the VLSI technology is used in today's world. It's a very large scale integrated circuit technology. So small size of capacitors and transistors are made on the PCB, printed circuit board, or in the chip by the semiconductor technology. So that will be helpful in the storage. Okay. So generally they are the basic element of the storage. So they form the memory chip. So I have said you about the volatile and non-volatile. So what is the volatile and non-volatile memory? These are the two type of volatile memory. So volatile is used to store a computer program and data that CPU needs in real time, and it's erased once computer is switched off. So if you just put switch off of your computer, the volatile will remove the data. Whatever you have access, it will remove, it will erase the data. Okay. Okay. And RAM, so it will erase the data. Okay. And cache memory are volatile. RAM and cache memory are volatile memory, whereas non-volatile is static and remain in the computer even if computer is switched off. ROM and HDD are non-volatile memory. Okay. What is the general meaning when you switch off your computer? If you have done some file access and all those things, if you have wrote something without saving it, if you switch off, the volatile makes the RAM and all those things will make erase of data. So cache memory and RAM memory is comes under the volatile. And what is non-volatile? If you just switch off even the computer, that data will store as it is. Okay, ROM. If you have CD-ROM, okay, it is external when you give, and you make access to it. Okay, then you can remove it and the data will be there. Okay, even you remove it, even you switch it off, the computer data will remain as it is in this. Once you wrote, it will stay forever. Okay, this is how RAM looks. So students, everyone is hope to see this. So this is how RAM looks, and it is generally RAM slot. It is fixed in the slot, as I have told in the first one or two classes about the motherboard. Okay, so on the motherboard there is a slots. Okay, besides CPU, fan, and all those things, there is a slot. On that you can keep the memory. Okay, you can fix it. So now coming to read-only memory. Read-only memory is a type of storage medium that permanently stores data on the personal computer, PC, and other electronic devices. So it's a type of storage medium that permanently stores the data because it will not go away. Okay, why he's saying permanently stores data? Because in RAM the data will not be permanent storage. Okay, on personal computer, PC, and other electronic devices. It contains the programming needed to start a PC. It contains the program that needed to start a PC, which is essential for boot up. Okay, when you place a CD in a CD-ROM, it has the programs. Okay, so which is essential for boot up. Okay, it performs major input and output task, holds the program's software instruction. Okay, this type of memory is often referred as firmware. Okay, how it is altered has been source of design considered through the evolution of modern computer. So it is also called firmware, where it has the holds the software, programs, and all those instruction. So we give instruction from the CD. We install in computer some programming softwares through the CD. So this is how what he's saying about the ROM. Okay. So ROM is a chip in the form of chip. How it looks like. Okay. On on CPU we have ROM also. Sorry, on motherboard we have ROM also. This is how chip looks like. Okay. So secondary memory refers to storage devices such as hard drives and solid state drives. It may also refer to removable storage media such as USB flash drive, CD, DVD. Unlike memory, secondary memory is not accessed directly by CPU. So what it is we put CD. Okay, ROM is different, random access memory is different. We have chip for it. Okay, we have seen this. Okay, this helps in booting and all those things. Okay, but the secondary memory is here we see he's saying we use flash drive and CD, DVD. It refers to storage device such as hard drive and solid state drive. May also refer to removable storage media, USB and CD, DVD. We make DVD of some uh, we watch movie by using DVD, okay, or CD. So it is external, it is not directly concerned to CPU, okay. If you want to watch the movie of a for example, you want to watch a movie of some film or of a marriage ceremony and all those things, you put a CD into the CD-ROM and you directly play it. Externally you are putting it and you are playing, and it is not directly to the CPU where the storage and all those things. It has different storage, so it is not direct accessed directly by the CPU. Maybe it is accessed by CPU, but which is indirect, okay. So secondary memory, you can see this is CDs or DVDs. This is USB. Okay. This is hard disk, external hard disk. Okay. Externally you can apply. Okay. This is some kind of a uh, um, floppy disk and all those things. Okay. This is memory, what we have in our phone, memory chips. Okay. We put into the memory drive uh, card reader and we access it, okay. These are the external hard disks, okay. I hope everyone is clear with this. So cache memory, so it is very spicy topic. What cache memory, after learning secondary memory and primary memory, RAM, read and all those things, you will have a new name. It is pronounced as a cache, CACHE, memory. Cash, like you pronounce as the money, okay. Give me cash, take this cash, like that. So this is cash in the pronunciation, but it's not that cash, okay. So cache memory is a small size of RAM inside the processor. Is also in the, as I have said, is a volatile, okay. It is like a RAM and cache memory is the volatile. So now we are dealing what is the cache memory inside the processor, okay. This cache memory is a static RAM, unlike the dynamic RAM, which we find that normal RAM. In dynamic RAM, what happens, transistors and capacitors are there which will help in the storage of data, okay. We have seen that this static RAM is a quite fast compared to DRAM, okay. What it is the fast functioning memory. It is also called buffer memory, okay. In computer we find different level of cache memory. So we have different level of cache memory. Again, I will repeat, is a small size of a RAM inside the processor. This memory is a static RAM, unlike the dynamic RAM, which we find normal RAM. This static RAM is quite fast compared to DRAM. In computers, we find different level of cache memory. So it is a buffer memory, okay. What is the, I will explain in the practical form what is the cache memory. For example, uh, you have access a song on your computer, okay. For accessing song, it will go to the CPU, okay. CPU will processor, CPU is a processor, okay. CPU will take and give command to memory, okay, and the song will be played, okay. After listening song, uh, while coming to the your uh, screen, it also stores in the cache memory, okay. So after you delete it, or after you have watched that song, you may delete it, but it will store in cache memory. Again, if you want to call the same song, it will not go to CPU, it will go to cache memory where you have access already, and it will take from there. So it will act as a buffer, it will act as a fast level of memory. So this is the example is, again I will repeat, if you have accessed the song from CPU, and if you have close it and do some activity other time. And if you want again to call it, it will go to the cache memory because it's stored there. Okay, once you have access that, it will store, the copy is stored over there, so it will take from there. So it will not take a lot of time. It will take quick from the cache memory and give the play. So you song will be on the screen. Okay, this is the example of cache memory. So again, what he's saying about cache memory is a very high speed expensive piece of memory which is used to speed up the memory retrieval process. See what it is doing, retrieval of process taking. Okay, due to its higher cost, the CPU comes with the relatively small amount of cache compared with the main memory. Without cache memory, every time CPU requests data. Okay, if there is no cache memory, CPU request for data, it will send the request to main memory. So it will send the request to main memory, which would then be sent back across the system bus to the CPU. This is slow process, which makes the process slow if there is no cache memory. The idea of introducing cache memory is that this is extremely fast memory would store data that frequently access. If you are frequently accessing something, for example, I am using this PDF file. Sorry, this PPT file. Okay, this PPT file I am using. Okay, when I call this PPT file from my folder, it will also the CPU goes to the main memory and it will bring. Okay, even it also stored in the cache memory, because next time if I delete and call it, it will give me the frequently what I have access. It will give me here, so that I can take it quickly and operate and see it. Okay, so again we are dealing about this, so I will large it. Idea of introducing cache memory is that this extremely fast memory would store data that is frequently accessed, and if possible the data is around it. Okay, this is the this is to achieve the quickest possible response time to the CPU. It will help in the CPU the time saving, and it is help in the quickest time response. So this is what about memories. And now next is, this is the cache memory function. What I am discussing about is this. What is this CPU? Okay, if I am playing some song on the computer, if I am calling, example, if I am calling a file, PPT file, CPU goes to the primary memory. Okay, after going here, it will also drop a file here and go to the CPU. Okay, because if I deleted that file, it will not go next time to this primary memory. It will go into cache memory because its copy is there. It will directly access from here, so it will save time. Okay, this is how primary memory and secondary memory are all this concerned. Okay, I hope everyone is seeing this, and please raise your hand if you have drawn this. If you have draw this, please raise your hand. And everyone should bring your, in this class, pencil, pen, and notebook, and you should have your desktop or laptop to practice. In the next class, we are discussing about Notepad, WordPad, and MS Office, like Excel and PPT, how to do PowerPoint projection, what I'm doing here, showing here to you. So those who have noted it down, just raise down their hand, low down their hand. So this is that. Thank you. So cache memory function. So thank you. We will see again how memories are there. Secondary memories, we have hard disk, magnetic tape, CD, DVD, zip disk, and all those things. Okay. So those who have the question, one or two questions we will take, can raise their hand. Shahid sir, can you unmute MIM? Please write your name. Don't write MIM or any other names. Okay. Write
Absolutely,
your name.
everyone can unmute themselves. Hello?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
we have no any setting. Just they can unmute and speak, ask whatever they have questions.
Assalamualaikum.
Walaikum salam.
What is your name, sir?
Muhammad Ishtiaq Muhyiddin.
Muhammad?
Ishtiaq Muhyiddin.
Yag Mohiddin.
Okay, you can write your name properly.
Okay, sir. Sir, did a cache memory have limited capacity or unlimited capacity? Hello.
See, cache
Can you
memory
hear
is
me?
not the, it's a part of a random access memory. Okay.
Yes.
So it is just acting as a switching fast access. Okay. It will store the data in the form of frequently used things. If you have used the frequently things, so it will have the limited data, it will store that. Okay. It is not like a RAM. Okay. It's not like a general CPU, so that it can be working as a large amount of data. Okay. It is
Okay.
limited. Okay. Next question. I hope it is clear. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
One more.
Those who have the question, please raise their hand.
Yes, Alia Banu, you can ask questions. Please unmute yourself.
May may I know what if we delete our data from the cache memory? Is it possible to get the data back?
I can't hear your voice, Alia Banu. Can you
Sorry.
repeat?
Now am I audible?
I think your internet connection is very low.
Now am I to use?
Now, yes.
Okay. I was asking, is it possible if after deleting even from the cached data, whatever you said, after deleting the data from the cached memory, is it possible to get the data back again?
I didn't told that we are deleting data from that cache memory. I told that deleting from the general screen, okay, general CPU. You have called, for example, you have called some song. When you have called, it is already stored the data in cache memory. But you delete from general CPU, okay? It will when you call again, it will be there in cache memory, okay? When it get deleted, when you switch off your computer, the frequent data will get deleted. The cache memory deletes that. Okay. When you switch off the computer, then only it will get deleted. If you have not switch off your computer, if even though you delete the file n number of times, you can call it, where the cache memory stores the frequent data usage. Okay. I hope it is clear. Alia Banu, I can hear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, am I audible to you right now?
Yes, now
Sorry,
you are.
there is some, I guess, mic issue. So yes, I was asking after switching off the computer or the PC or the laptop, the data will be deleted automatically from the cache data, right?
Yes, yes.
That's it.
So if your answer is okay, answer is okay, Raise down your hand. Okay, there is no one to raise their hand. If there is someone, I will go for one question. If anyone has the question, please raise their hand.
Okay, I don't think anybody has any questions. So I
Yes,
would
sir.
like to say something regarding classes attendance of students. Everybody is hearing me? आप सब
I can
सुन रहे
hear
हैं?
you, sir.
हाँ?
I can hear you.
Dear
Yes,
participants,
yes.
dear
Yes, sir. Yes,
participants,
sir.
just listen to me. Already I have told you that please mention your correct name on the screen. यहाँ पे ऑप्शन भी दिया हुआ है कि आप उसको रीनेम करके अपना जो एग्जैक्ट नेम है उसको लिखें. Otherwise, after the completion of this course, if you will ask about your certificate, e-certificate, how can we provide you? Whenever your attendance very short, we are making your attendance by your name. Do you understand? आप लोग समझ रहे हैं मेरी बात? Mostly participants
Yes, sir.
जी सर
mention good names,
जी
but
सर समझ गए.
लेकिन यहाँ पे जो है आप लोगों ने नाम अपना कुछ और. Every day I am checking your name, but every day क्या मैं देखता हूँ कि किसी का नाम कुछ और रहता है. अब ये फारूहान हुसैन ये कौन है? I don't know him. Today is I think join this class. Name, don't change your name, okay? Now अब यहाँ पे एक है ये मोहिउद्दीन, इसका नाम क्या है ये मिम कर दिए. There is a very problem, and problem is for you, not for me. ये iPhone Galaxy, I don't want to see like this, okay? Did you get it or not, everyone?
Okay sir. Okay.
And iPhone is not the
Yes,
name.
we have understood.
Please, kindly requesting to all of you, if you want to take your e-certificate, then please mention your proper name, not like this, iPhone Galaxy or ये और वो, I don't know. We are making attendance for those जिसने नाम proper mention किया है. That is okay. Hope you understand. चला गया नहीं, चलो ठीक है.
Okay, sir.
टाइम भी हमारे कितने 1 मिनट रह गए हैं. हाँ, okay, Gauss sir, you can continue if any participant has any questions.
I hope there is everything clear, and even just 1 minute is left. I would conclude this topic.
Okay.
Just if you want reference, this video will be shared. You can
Okay, sir.
don't write anything. This video will be shared in the group on the Al Khair Society page, YouTube, and you can watch from there. Who is accessing it? Who wrote this? Muhammad Shahid Ali.
Okay, we will see tomorrow. Thank you to everybody.
Okay, thank you sir.
Take care.